Time for your daily dose of automotive news. Grab your coffee, tea, or whatever snack gets you going, and let's dive into what's driving the world today.
Imagine this. You've just spent $40,000 on a brand new car. The dealership gave you the big handshake. The smell of fresh leather fills your garage, and for a moment you feel like you made it. But before you even hit 50,000 miles, the engine coughs, sputters, and dies. Suddenly that dream ride turns into a nightmare. And here's the shocking truth. This isn't rare. Across America, thousands of drivers are dealing with catastrophic failures in cars that should still be in their prime. These aren't just lemons, they're mass-produced disasters. Today, we're counting down the top 10 cars that die before 50,000 miles. If you're shopping for a car in 2025, these are the models you need to avoid at all costs. By the way, don't forget to subscribe so we can hit 1,000 subscribers. And at the end, drop a comment telling me if you agree with this list or if there's a car you think deserves to be here. Now, let's get into the video. Nissan Rogue, the ticking time bomb. It looks sleek, it's fuel efficient, and it's everywhere. The Nissan Rogue is one of the most popular SUVs on American roads. But beneath that clean exterior lurks one of the biggest reliability scandals in years. The problem? Nissan's much-hyped three-cylinder turbo engine. Marketed as a technological marvel, in reality, it's closer to a hand grenade under the hood. Reports are flooding in of engines blowing up before 60,000 miles. Some lose power on the highway. Others, they literally catch fire sitting in the garage. A recent survey showed 1 in 20 Rogue owners face major engine failure within 3 years, 5 times worse than the industry average. Even worse, insiders claim Nissan has been pressuring customers into signing non-disclosure agreements just to get their cars repaired. If that's true, it means the company knows these SUVs are a problem, but wants it swept under the rug. Imagine being a family driver, thinking you made a safe choice, only to learn your SUV could fail at any moment. This isn't just bad luck, it's negligence hiding behind marketing. And the Rogue isn't alone. Nissan's reliability issues stretch across multiple models, but this SUV might be the biggest time bomb of them all. But Nissan isn't the only offender, because the next car on this list proves even vehicles marketed as adventure-ready can literally go up in smoke. Ford Bronco Sport, the adventure SUV that burns out. Ford brought back the Bronco name with promises of rugged adventure, outdoor freedom, and weekend escapes. The Bronco Sport was supposed to be the smaller, fun version. Instead, it's leaving owners stranded in the worst way possible. The culprit? Cracking fuel injectors. They don't just cause poor performance, they've led to catastrophic engine failures and even fires. Owners describe driving with their families through remote areas only to suddenly lose power, or worse, see smoke rising from the hood. The numbers are staggering. Ford recalled over 500,000 Bronco Sports and escapes with the same engine, and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the NHTSA, launched an investigation. That level of federal scrutiny, rare, and a clear sign of just how serious this problem is. What's worse, many of these SUVs are less than 2 years old. Imagine buying something marketed as adventure-ready, only to learn it's not safe for a simple road trip. This is the cost of rushed development. Ford wanted to cash in on nostalgia fast, but in the process, they cut corners on testing. The Bronco Sport proves that speed to market can sometimes come with life-threatening consequences. But it's not just adventure SUVs. Even family-friendly hybrids are turning into reliability disasters. Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, the eco-friendly disaster. On paper, this should have been a dream vehicle, a hybrid minivan for eco-conscious families. Safe, spacious, efficient. Chrysler marketed it as the future of family driving. In reality, it's a nightmare. The Pacifica Hybrid is plagued with shutdowns, electrical failures, and fire risks. Owners describe the minivan suddenly stalling on highways, sometimes with kids in the back. Imagine that your family hauler becomes a rolling liability. Consumer Reports found 26% of Pacifica Hybrid owners had serious electrical issues in year 1 alone. That's not just bad, it's catastrophic for a car meant to carry children. And here's the cruel twist. Families thought they'd save money on gas. Instead, they're paying thousands in repairs, while resale values nosedive. Once you own a Pacifica Hybrid, you're trapped. Dealers don't want it, resale is terrible, and repair bills are endless. And Chrysler isn't alone. Other brands have jumped into hybrid SUVs, and the results have been just as explosive. Literally. Jeep Wrangler 4xe and Grand Cherokee 4xe. Eco-SUVs that combust. Jeep promised the Wrangler 4xe and Grand Cherokee 4xe would deliver legendary off-road power with eco-friendly hybrid tech. Instead, they're delivering one of the biggest recalls in Jeep history. Nearly 200,000 Jeep 4xe hybrids have been recalled after at least 13 vehicles caught fire, even while parked and turned off. Owners were told to stop charging immediately and to park their $60,000 SUVs outside, away from buildings. Think about that. You buy a brand new Jeep, and instead of exploring trails, you're told not to charge it, not to park it in your garage, and to just hope it doesn't ignite on its own. And the problems don't stop with fire risks. Cold weather performance is terrible. Owners report software glitches, battery drain, and drivetrain failures. In fact, some Jeep dealers are facing class action lawsuits because customers feel cheated out of their rugged electrified adventure. This was supposed to be the future of Jeep. Instead, it's a reminder that slapping hybrid systems onto old designs doesn't always work. But let's step away from Jeep's burning mess, because the next SUV proves that even a luxury badge doesn't save you from disaster. Infiniti QX50, luxury badge, budget car problems. You'd think paying luxury money buys you peace of mind. But with the Infiniti QX50, you're just paying extra for headaches. On the surface, it looks like a premium SUV. Plush interior, sleek design, all the tech you could want. But under the hood, it shares the same unreliable components as cheaper Nissan models. And that means constant engine failures, transmission breakdowns, and power loss. Consumer Reports regularly ranks the QX50 at the bottom of the luxury compact SUV class. Owners describe spending more time in service departments than on the road. And repairs? They cost thousands more because Infiniti calls itself luxury. One reviewer summed it up. It's like paying premium prices for budget car reliability. So much for luxury peace of mind. And if Infiniti proves luxury can fail, GM shows us that even America's most iconic trucks are crumbling. Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra. Engines that destroy themselves for decades, the Silverado and Sierra defined American trucks. Tough, reliable, built to last. Or at least that's what the ad said. The truth? A new technology called cylinder deactivation is literally killing these trucks from the inside. Owners report sudden power loss, engine shutdowns, and full-on engine failures, all before 60,000 miles. A survey found 1 in 15 Silverado and Sierra owners faced catastrophic engine problems, and over 70% of those trucks needed full engine replacements. That's not a truck problem, that's a crisis. Repair bills average around $6,000, and lawsuits are piling up against GM. Owners say the company knew about the problem but sold the trucks anyway. And it's not just the base models. Even Cadillac Escalades, GMC Yukons, and Chevrolet Tahoes have been dragged into reliability nightmares linked to these same systems. GM's reputation is cracking, and truck owners are furious. But at least GM's trucks are still drivable most of the time. The next SUVs on this list? They can literally catch fire when you're not even inside them. Ford Expedition and Lincoln Navigator. Luxury SUVs that can catch fire parked. Imagine parking your $100,000 Lincoln Navigator in the garage, only to learn that it could spontaneously ignite while turned off. That's exactly what owners of 2021 Expeditions and Navigators were told. The culprit? A faulty battery junction box that overheats and can spark fires. Ford had to recall tens of thousands of these SUVs. Their solution? Telling owners to park outside and away from homes. Lincoln tried to soften the blow with valet services, but when you've dropped 6 figures on a luxury SUV, no free valet makes up for the fear your car might torch your house. These SUVs were supposed to be the safest and most powerful family haulers in America. Instead, they've become rolling fire hazards. And if Ford and Lincoln can't get it right, what hope does a brand new EV startup have? Rivian made headlines as the bold electric truck startup ready to challenge Tesla. Investors called it the future, but reality hit fast. The R1T electric truck starting at over $70,000 has been riddled with problems. Multiple recalls in 2024 for faulty airbags, sticky accelerator pedals, and suspension failures. But here's the worst part. When something breaks, good luck getting it fixed. There aren't enough Rivian technicians. Parts are on backorder. Some owners are literally staring at 6-figure trucks that they can't even drive. Even when it works, Rivian's unique charging connector makes road trips a nightmare. Range anxiety isn't just a myth. It's real, especially when your 314-mile range drops fast in the real world. This was supposed to be the cutting edge of electric trucks. Instead, it's proof that new tech means nothing without dependability. And Rivian's not alone. Even budget cars are showing that cheap doesn't always mean cheerful. Mitsubishi Mirage, the bargain that backfires. The Mirage is the cheapest new car in America. But sometimes cheap really does mean dangerous. With just 78 horsepower, it's one of the weakest cars sold in decades. On the highway, that's more than annoying. It's unsafe. Merging and passing become real risks. And that's just the start. Owners report brake problems, AC failures, and transmission breakdowns. Add in multiple recalls for airbags, and suddenly the Mirage doesn't look like a bargain. Worse, repair costs are high compared to the car's value. Many owners end up spending thousands, sometimes more than the Mirage itself is worth. No surprise Mitsubishi is discontinuing the Mirage in the US. Even they know it's not cutting it anymore. But if you thought this was the worst cheap car out there, Nissan managed to do even worse. Nissan Versa, cheap sedan, guaranteed failure. The Nissan Versa starts under $18,000. Sounds like a great deal. Right? Wrong. The Versa hides one of the most infamous problems in the industry, its CVT transmission. Experts warn it's not a matter of if it fails, it's a matter of when. Owners have had transmissions die at under 90,000 miles, with repair bills in the thousands. Some mechanics even say, don't buy it. They're built cheap, and they fail. So while the Versa looks like an affordable entry-level car, the truth is it's one of the most expensive mistakes you can make in the long run. And with that, we reach the end of the list. But the bigger question remains. What's the real lesson here? It's simple. Marketing hype, luxury badges, or eco-friendly promises don't mean much if the car can't even last 50,000 miles. From Nissan's blowing engines, to Ford's catching fire, to Jeep's combusting in driveways, the message is clear. Reliability should be your top priority. Before you buy, research recall histories, read owner reviews, look at long-term reliability data. Because the most dangerous car isn't the one with a bad paint job or boring features. It's the one that fails you when you least expect it. So would you risk your family's safety on a car that might not even make it past its warranty? Or will you dig deeper, do your research, and choose something built to last? The choice is yours.